Once upon a time, in a land neither far away nor near, there lived a woman named Rebecca. Rebecca lived a very simple life in a simple little cottage on the edge of a simple little town. She kept her chickens and her garden, and all in all she was quite content. But one night she had the strangest dream. In this dream a voice spoke to her and said, "Rebecca, go to the capital city, and there, in view of the palace, you'll see a great bridge. Underneath the bridge, you'll find a grand treasure." Well, when Rebecca woke up the next morning, she remembered the dream in every vivid detail, but she didn't really think much of it. After all, it was only a dream. Ha! Great treasure. Me, what does that have anything to do with my life? And so she went back to her regular life of tending her chickens in her garden. But about a week later, the same dream. "Rebecca, go to the capital city. There, in view of the palace, you will find a great bridge, and underneath the bridge, a great treasure." The next morning, there it was in her brain, every detail clear as day. And yet, a dream. Who makes anything of a dream? Everyone dreams every night. We can't all run around following after silly dreams. And she didn't think so much of it until another week later, when she had the very same dream, and the voice said, "Rebecca, go to the capital city, and there, in view of the palace, you will find a great bridge, and underneath the bridge, an enormous treasure." The next morning she woke up, she thought, 3 times the same dream must mean something. Who was so foolish as to ignore a dream that comes to you 3 times in a row? Well, it was no simple matter to travel to the capital city. It was several days' journey. She had no cart, she had no horse, but she packed up a few things in a knapsack, and off she trudged. Down the road, across the fields, and traveled through the forests, across the fields, sometimes getting a ride on a cart where she could, until eventually there she saw it before her, the capital city and the palace. And there, just as she had seen it in her dream, the great bridge. Well, she walked on till she got to the bridge and saw something that had not been in the dream. The bridge was guarded. Guards marched up and down the bridge, keeping watch over everyone who would enter the city. Well, she had no idea what to do from there, so she sat herself down and she just watched, hoping to get some kind of idea. Well, Rebecca was not the only one who was watching. After she had sat there for an hour or two, a guard, whose job it was, after all, to watch, came to ask her just what it was she was doing, sitting there staring at the bridge, for I'm sure rather longer than one could get away with, say, sitting out in front of an airport these days. And so the guard said to her, not unpolitely, "Excuse me, ma'am, but I noticed that you've been just sitting here staring at our bridge, and I'm wondering, could we help you with anything? Is there something you want?" Well, Rebecca was an honest woman, and she couldn't really think of anything better to say, so she told the truth. "Well," she said, "it's like this. I had this strange dream that told me to go to the capital city, and there beneath the bridge I would find a great treasure." "Bah!" said the guard. "A dream? You followed your dream here? Why, that's really just about the silliest thing I ever heard. Why, just the other night I had a dream, and in that dream I was told that if I traveled to the hut of some woman named Rebecca, who kept a garden and chickens, there beneath her hearthstone I would find an enormous treasure. But you don't see me wandering the countryside looking for some lady named Rebecca now, do you?" "No," said Rebecca, "I don't suppose I do." And she thanked the guard, and she lifted her knapsack, and she set off back toward her home, traveling across the fields and through the forests, hitching a ride on a cart where she could and walking where she couldn't. And in several days, she got home, greeted her chickens, got the shovel from out of her garden, and began to pry up her hearthstone. And underneath, sure enough, there she found an enormous treasure, gold and silver beyond belief. Well, thought Rebecca, this is more than I could spend in 100 lifetimes. And so she packaged up some great wealth and had it sent to the guard. And on the note that she sent with the wealth, she wrote, "Young man, follow your dreams." Well, she used most of the rest to help out the people in need in her village, but there was still enough left that she was able to contribute to the building of a great temple. And when the temple was finally finished, on a plaque above the doorway, she posted a notice which said, "Seek afar for that which is near. Follow your dreams."